What happens when a gangster walks into a football field and becomes a coach? What happens when a man forced to abandon his dream decides to build dreams for others instead? This isn't just another Vijay mass entertainer. This is Bigil, a film about sacrifice, revenge, women empowerment, football, fatherhood, and redemption, all wrapped inside pure commercial cinema. And despite mixed reviews, this movie became one of the biggest Tamil blockbusters ever. But here's the real question. Why did Bigil connect so strongly with audiences? Today we break down the entire story, hidden emotions, character arcs, and the real reason this film worked. Directed by Atlee and starring Vijay in a powerful dual role, Bigil released during Diwali 2019 and exploded at the box office. The film combines sports drama, gangster action, emotional family conflict, women's empowerment, classic mass cinema, and at the center of everything is Michael Rayappan, also known as Bigil, a former football prodigy turned feared gangster turned coach of a struggling women's football team. Michael grew up in Rayappan, Chennai. His father, Rayappan, is a dreaded gangster feared by everyone. But unlike most mass movie fathers, Rayappan doesn't want his son to inherit violence. He wants Michael to become a football player. And Michael is good. Not just local level good, national level good. Together with his best friend Kathir, Michael is selected for national football trials. Everything is finally changing, but then comes the turning point. Rayappan is brutally murdered by rival gangster Alex and his son Daniel, and this is where Bigil changes completely. Michael now faces two choices: chase his football dream or protect his family and avenge his father. He chooses revenge, and in that one decision, his football career dies. This is the biggest reason why the film connected emotionally. Michael isn't a hero because he wins fights. He's tragic because he loses his dream. That pain stays with him throughout the movie. Every time he sees football, every time he trains the girls, every time someone mentions the national team, you can feel his regret. That emotional wound becomes the soul of the film, and Vijay actually plays this surprisingly well, especially in the quieter moments. Years later, Michael has become the new Don of Rayappan. People fear him, but they also respect him because he protects his area. Then suddenly his old friend Kathir gets attacked and paralyzed. Before leaving, Kathir asks for one thing: coach the women's football team. At first, the players hate Michael. To them, he's just another violent gangster, and honestly, they're not wrong. But slowly, Michael begins transforming, not into a softer man, but into a responsible one. And this is where Bigil becomes more than a sports movie. Each player has her own struggle. One survives acid attack trauma. One is trapped inside conservative marriage expectations. One comes from extreme poverty. One loses confidence completely. Football becomes their escape, their rebellion, their identity. And Michael pushes them harder because he sees himself in them. People whose dreams were crushed by society. Most commercial sports films focus only on victory, but Bigil spends time showing why these women need football. That's important. The film constantly says, talent alone isn't enough. Society can destroy potential before it even begins. Marriage, poverty, harassment, politics, male dominance. The women in Bigil aren't fighting just opponents, they're fighting systems. And honestly, this is where Atlee deserves credit. Because inside all the mass scenes and slow-motion entries, there's a genuine message about women athletes being ignored and undervalued. As Tamil Nadu rises through the tournament, corrupt football official Sharma begins sabotaging the team, because for him, football isn't about talent, it's about ego and power. Then things become personal. Players get attacked. One player is drugged, another gets kidnapped. Even Michael is injected with cocaine. Now the climax becomes more than football. It becomes a war against corruption, fear, and manipulation. And finally, Tamil Nadu reaches the final against Manipur. Penalty shootout, pressure everywhere, one final chance, then comes the winning goal, and the stadium erupts. But the real victory isn't the trophy, The real victory is that these women finally earned respect. Michael is interesting because he's not written as a perfect hero. He's violent, impulsive, emotionally damaged. But coaching changes him. Football reconnects him to the person he once wanted to become. By the end of the film, he finally leaves gang life behind and starts coaching children. And notice something important. Daniel's son becomes his student. That moment matters, because Michael breaks the cycle of revenge that destroyed his own life. That's actually the true ending of Bigil, not the football win, but ending inherited violence. Now let's be honest. The film absolutely goes over the top at times. Some scenes are unrealistic, some emotional moments are manipulative, and the runtime feels long. But this is classic commercial Tamil cinema. Atlee mixes emotional drama, social message, hero elevation, sports underdog formula, action spectacle, and somehow makes it entertaining enough for a mass audience. That's why the movie worked financially even when critics were divided. Bigil became one of the highest-grossing Tamil films ever at that time, Vijay's biggest film before Leo A. massive Diwali blockbuster. And more importantly, it proved that a women-centric sports theme could still become mainstream mass entertainment. That's not easy in commercial cinema. Bigil is not a perfect film. But it understands emotion, it understands crowd moments, and beneath all the whistles and action scenes, there's a story about lost dreams and second chances. Michael couldn't become the football legend he wanted to be, so instead, he created champions, and maybe that's a bigger victory. So what do you think about Bigil? Was it one of Vijay's best commercial films, or do you think the movie relied too heavily on formula? Comment your opinion below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and press the bell icon for more deep dives into Tamil cinema, character analysis, and blockbuster movie breakdowns. See you in the next video.